So, hey Jonathan, how long have you been here?
I've been here since Friday late afternoon on July 4th. And this is where I spent July 4th, over there at the foot of that mountain at the camp that you suggested that I go to.
The infamous pond
Yes,
area.
sir. Yep.
So, what do you think of Washington State, the forest here? You know, viability of a Bigfoot living here and all that fun stuff.
Well, the mountains in the area is just epic, and it's simply epic. It's large, vast areas for wilderness to roam around. A lot of natural resources. The trees are big. The mountains are big. There's snow on the mountains in July. You think you could climb one of those, but I think you'd be looking at a 2-day or a 3-day camping trip just to get to the top, and a couple more days on the way back down. So it's 1 week to get to the top of one of them mountains. I don't know how many people spend that much time looking for Bigfoot, but I would imagine over a period of time Bigfoot would understand all I need to do is go up there to the top of that mountain when the humans are active down there, and when they're not, I'll come down into the lower valley and hunt game and drag it back up there. I think they can make good time off that mountain. We're a week up and down, they're a day. Come down off that mountain, snag up what they need. They're strong, they can carry a lot. I don't see it to be out of the realm of possibility that with the Suwato River probably full of trout, salmon, all sorts of cold water, freshwater fish.
I meant to ask that. Is it clams?
Clams?
Yeah.
Yeah, like clams and gooey ducks and stuff.
Okay.
That you can get, yeah.
There you go, freshwater clams. I grew up with those around my house. At my where I grew up, we had clams in the pond. I wasn't thinking Bigfoot when I was a kid, but nowadays we always wondered why right over at this one spot where it seemed as if there was oil bubbling out of the water, at least that's what my dad said, it's just a lot of iron and oil coming out. It was all very orange, slimy sludge area that we would never go in, and oily stuff would flow out of it. Those animals that were pulling clams out of the pond would eat them clams around that area and leave the empty shells laying all over, and we could never figure out what was eating them. So if there's clams in that river, yeah, that's good. That's good protein, good food source. I think we've already found blueberry patches around here. Matter of fact, when I took a walk to get your recorder this morning, Bill, there's a nice 2.5, 3 foot blueberry bush right on the road, and the berries are half green, half light auburn, so they're getting ready to go.
So that means I would be back down in there. If you can figure out when they ripen, be down in there just waiting in with a couple cans of bear sprays.
Just to be on the safe
I'm
side.
sure the bears are in there as well. And Bill, you and I were speaking about the lichen moss combination coming off all the trees and the tropical rainforest look. Yesterday we were coming into the areas where those humongous fir trees were toppled over in areas, and I was walking over top of them, and to look underneath is 10, 12 foot to the ground in these dark holes where the root balls came up. I mean, there's so many hiding areas for Bigfoot out here. I mean, we could keep walking back and forth to try to shake them up, and unless we covered every square foot of the ground, they could know we're coming, smell us, see us, hear the birds letting something's in the area, go to a hiding spot, and they aren't impatient like humans.
Yeah,
I go sit to watch a ridge for deer, let's say Bigfoot. If you want to sit there for 6 hours, you sat there for you're starting to push the limits where you're just like, okay, nothing here, let's get up and pack it up. Bigfoot, go over there and lay down, stay there the rest of today into late tonight at 1 o'clock in the morning before it even decides to get up. So get a drink, some food. It can beat us at being patient. It can beat us in their home field. and this is one hell of a home field. I mean, there's these mountains in this area, this valley. It's just epic. That's all I can say. And I really appreciate you inviting myself and Bill to this area, because coming out west for the first time, it could not have gotten any better. There's no way I couldn't have wrote a book. I could have wrote a story and made it any better. Thank you.
Yeah, man. This is the cream of the crop that I think Washington has to offer. So
If there ain't Bigfoot
lucked out,
here,
man.
There's no Bigfoot nowhere.
That's what I'm all about. That's what I'm all about. Yeah. If they're not here.
This puts a whole nother meaning to out in the middle of nowhere. You redefined my idea of out in the middle of nowhere.
There's a lot of ground to cover. I mean, a lot of ground.
That's a bit of the issue, though, isn't it? Is there's too much ground that we can't even access it unless you pretty much are living out here for months on end. That's pretty much, unless you're doing that, you're not really making any sort of progress.
I think once they get to know certain individuals and realize that you're not hunting them to harm them, or you're not stealing their food, and if you know it, I think if you know enough not to disrupt their necessities, in other words, don't go into the blueberry or blackberry patch and wipe it out, because you're probably not going to get on their good guy list. I'm not saying they would friend up to you or not, but I think after you put enough time in here, your chances would start to increase, as they would not skedaddle to the top of that mountain for 3 days when you pulled in to go camping. Maybe they'd be like, run down there and see who that is. See you going by? Oh, that's that guy. All right. All right. We just stay up in here, not way up there. So you start increasing your chances of, friending up with them a little bit.
Well, what they really say is, after you're at a spot for a few days, after then is when you really start to notice activity if they're in the area and stuff. So you're staying here, what, another 2 days by yourself?
Yeah, I'll be here the rest of the day today, all day tomorrow, all day the following day. On Tuesday, I'll have to be over in Seattle by 9 o'clock.
So there's a high potential that we leave, and you're going to have like one insane story to tell when you get back into cell reception.
I'm burning a full tank of fuel, just getting stuff powered up.
That's the way to go.
Yeah, right on.
I've been amazed. This thing, the low batteries and stuff like that.
Right, here we are with Jonathan. He is staying out here by himself for how many more nights?
2 more nights.
2 more nights?
Yep.
We're unfortunately going to have to leave. Same with Bill. He just left probably about an hour or so ago. And so what's your plans for the next 2 nights staying in this area?
Well, once we finish wrapping up these samples, get everything packaged away, I expect to organize everything that I have. I'm actually going to run out to that country store, grab a couple more provisions. And I might not need to do that until tomorrow morning. But either way, get things, buttoned up here. I've got all the power banks powered up. I expect to get the gear on, get out into the woods, and start putting the boots on the ground, so I can cover as much area as I can, looking for sign of animal tracks, hair, scat. Really just still exploring and trying to take it all in with this epic place that,
Yeah, what do you think of the North Cascades?
Absolutely phenomenal. It exceeds my expectations by a long shot. It's so big. It's big.
It's
I bet
vast.
you the Bigfooter, if they're alive, if they're real, if they really are, they're big up here. Oh yeah. Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah, right on. Much appreciated, but yeah, just gonna keep on researching, keep on filming, keep on looking for evidence, and enjoy, stay hydrated, have a good time, enjoy the end of it. Yeah.
87 is what it said.
And so I couldn't help but notice your shirt. Did you want to give a little shout out
Yeah,
to
right on.
Squatching Cowboy himself?
All right, Joe Pass. I know
Maybe
you
he might be.
hung the gloves up, buddy, but we love
Hey,
you.
he could be a Tom Brady.
That's
Tom Brady, right?
That's right.
This could be a
The
faux
comeback
retirement.
kid.
We'll bring him back.
Come
We'll bring him
on,
back.
Joe. See, I mean, you know, it takes forever and a day to get lucky to catch one little glimpse, but it's a lot of fun collecting this stuff. It's a lot of fun being out there. I know you know it, buddy. But it's okay, you know, if you want to hang up the gloves, that's okay too.
Absolutely.
Take all the time you want, man.
Absolutely.
We'll all still be here and we can all still be friends.
Absolutely. All right.
God bless you, Joe.
Awesome.